So dealing with counter arguments, often, students will ask me, okay, do I need to look at counter arguments? Of course you do, because if an idea can't be debated and can't stand up to challenge, then it's not a good idea. Similarly, if you can't explain why the counter arguments are wrong, and you can't, kind of review the counter arguments, then your essay probably isn't very good. And I say that because you have to recognize the alternative perspective to your own, and you have to think about, well, what am I saying here, and how does that compare to the counter arguments, and why is my essay ultimately going to eclipse the counter arguments? So that's very important. Recognize that there are two sides to every coin, and that your essay should be able to sustain and overcome these challenges to it. So the essay should demonstrate kind of an openness to dialogue. It doesn't have to be balanced. You can still come down clearly on one side, but you have to recognize and seek out legitimate counterarguments to your position. The other important thing is, well, how can you relate this essay to current events? So, this essay talks about contemporary social movements. Yes, we might think of the more obvious examples, the civil rights movement in America, the Russian Revolution, the French Revolution. Yes, they are clearly historical examples, but I always say to students, and I think Cho's essay demonstrates this, is, well, why is your essay relevant today? Why is this question important now? And so an effective historian can show the significance of the topic that they are studying to the modern day, right? So the effective historian can bring in these arguments that show the salience of their points to the modern day, to the here and now. So these points will look at things like Occupy Wall Street, for example. Look at things like the Arab Spring. Those are recent history, yes, but they're still relevant today. They still shape the world we live in now. The Occupy movement shaped President Biden's policies in 2020 and onwards. The Arab Spring shapes the landscape in the modern Middle East. So what Cho does is draws a line, builds a bridge between history and contemporary events, and that's hugely important. So think about the kind of, the kind of long-standing relevance of these different social change processes.